Welcome to This Explainer. We're stepping straight back into the 19th century today, right into a world of earthy tones, golden steppes, and the dramatic, heavy shadows of the Russian countryside. How much land does a man need? It's a dark, atmospheric folktale about the crushing weight of human ambition. And we're going to break down Tolstoy's 1886 classic, step by step.
What does it take for a man to truly have enough? I mean, it's the ultimate philosophical trap, isn't it? We all have our own definitions of success, of security, of that magical horizon where we finally tell ourselves we'll be happy. Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to travel to a humble Russian peasant hut, an izba, where the answer to this question begins to unravel a man's entire life.
Section 1. The Peasant and the Devil. The seeds of a man's downfall are about to be planted in the damp earth.
So our story opens on a pretty ordinary domestic scene. Two sisters are sitting in this humble Russian hut, warmed by the faint glow of an old stove, and they are locked in a heated argument. The older sister, who's visiting from the city, is boasting about fine clothes, rich food, all the entertainments of urban life. But the younger sister, who is the wife of our protagonist, Pakhom, fiercely defends her village life. It's rough, she admits that, but it's safe. They're free from the anxieties and the temptations of the wealthy. And sitting over in the corner, quietly listening to this whole debate, is Pakhom, a hard-working, calloused peasant.
It's the sister-in-law's boasting that stirs something really deep and frankly dark within Pakhom. He thinks to himself, if I had enough land, I wouldn't fear the devil himself. He genuinely believes that his only problem, the only barrier to absolute security, is just a lack of acreage. So the crucial point is, this isn't just an idle thought. It's a fateful, arrogant challenge thrown right out into the universe. And someone is listening.
Right behind the stove, hidden in the shadows of the room, sits the devil. He hears Pakhom's confident boast, and he accepts the challenge. You see, the devil's trap isn't going to be some sudden, violent disaster. It's way more insidious than that. He decides he's going to give Pakhom exactly what he asked for. He'll give him land. He's going to use Pakhom's own ambition, his own insatiable hunger, to prove him fatally wrong.
Section 2. The hunger for more. The wheels are now in motion, and the true obsession begins.
Let's see how this builds over time. Pakhom actually manages to scrape together enough money to buy a modest plot of land. And initially there's immense joy, right? He's a landowner. But that joy quickly spoils into this deep hunger for more. He buys from a local landowner, but his worries only multiply. Soon the hunger is literally all-consuming. He uproots his family entirely, moving to new regions just to find bigger, cheaper expanses of dirt. He's constantly expanding, but he is never, ever arriving.
Now, you'd think more land equals more peace, but instead, Pakhom walks into a nightmare. His peasant neighbors, the exact people he used to be one of, start trespassing. So he issues fines, gets dragged into bitter lawsuits, and his sleep is just ruined by endless worry. Every single new acre he acquires doesn't build a fortress against the world, it just creates a longer border that he has to desperately defend. The satisfaction is a complete mirage.
Section 3. The Bashkir's Golden Steppes, a vast ocean of potential.
A passing merchant tells Pakhom about a nomadic people called the Bashkirs. Historically, these nomadic groups valued vast, moving herds over static borders. What that means for Pakhom is they possess thousands of acres of pristine, golden steppe land, and they're practically giving it away. For him, this is the ultimate temptation. It's a vast, open, grassy ocean of potential, and it is absolutely the perfect trap for a man whose desire knows no boundaries. So he packs gifts, leaves his family behind, and travels out to meet them.
The Bashkir chief is surprisingly welcoming, and he offers a deal that is terrifyingly simple. Pakhom pays a flat fee of 1,000 rubles. In exchange, he can claim as much land as he can walk around in a single day, just marking the corners with a spade. But there's an absolute, uncompromising catch. He must return to the exact starting point by sunset. If he's even a minute late, he gets no land and he loses his 1,000 rubles. It is literally all or nothing. Now, what's really interesting about this is the absolute psychological weight of that final condition.
Section 4. The Race Against the Sun.
At sunrise, 6 a.m., he sets out. The air is cool. His legs are fresh. The land is beautiful. He walks, and he walks, always spotting a better patch of grass just a bit further out, pushing his first corner way further than he planned. By midday, the sun is just beating down on him. Extreme heat is radiating off the golden steppe. His boots are heavy, his feet are blistered, but he ignores the fatigue because his greed keeps whispering that he needs just a little more. By 4 p.m., the panic sets in. He realizes exactly how far he's strayed. The casual walk turns into a desperate, frantic run. He throws away his coat, his boots, his flask. As the sun begins to touch the horizon, he is sprinting up the final hill toward the Bashkir chief. His heart is hammering against his ribs, his lungs are burning, completely blinded by the obsession to cross that final line.
Section 5. 6 feet of earth. The ultimate price of ambition. Just as the sun dips below the horizon, Pakhom throws himself forward, his outstretched hands touching the chief's cap at the starting point. He made it. The Bashkirs cheer. But Pakhom doesn't rise. The physical strain has been too much. Blood flows from his mouth. He's dead. And his servant, left behind with the very spade Pakhom used to mark his vast empire, begins to dig. A final calculation of a man's worth.
6 feet from his head to his heels was all he needed. It's a devastating, crushing irony. He literally ran himself to death for miles of golden steps, only to require a tiny, dark rectangle of dirt. The devil's trap was perfectly executed, using absolutely nothing but Pakhom's own inability to say enough.
And this brings us right to Tolstoy's core moral. Human greed is fundamentally insatiable. It just cannot be filled, because the horizon always recedes the closer you get to it. The illusion of needing more to feel secure doesn't actually bring happiness. It brings moral compromise, endless exhaustion, and ultimately ruin. True wisdom, Tolstoy argues, is found in contentment with what you already have.
So, I want to leave you with a question today. As you navigate your own ambitions, your own desires for security and success, are you constantly chasing the horizon, exhausting yourself for land you'll never truly own? Or are you able to find contentment with the ground beneath your feet? It's a heavy question from a 19th century master, but it's just as urgent for us today. Thank you for walking through this incredible story with me. Keep reflecting and take care.